Hello, Star Lovelies. It's a great time to be a soul. Today we're talking about
So happy new moon in Gemini. Now, depending upon where you are, it depends on what the day is. Because it's at 11:04 p.m. Eastern time, if you're in that time zone where it's before that, the new moon is going to hit on the 26th. If you're in a time zone that's beyond that, the new moon is going to hit on the 27th. So that's why you'll read the different days. But it's in Gemini. It's at 6 degrees, which means the sun and the moon are blending together in 6 degrees in Gemini. And so 6 is the union of two things. It's the wholeness of the sun in that bright, expressive point in the sky, and then that beautiful, gorgeous, deep, deep, deep well of wisdom of the moon in her wholeness, and they come together and they beautifully shine together, or they deepen their wisdom together. And so this is a really luscious new moon. I'll tell you, when I look at the chart, a lot of the planets are quote unquote beneath the waterline, which means that it's deep, which means that it is steeped with energy, that the moon is, I don't want to say stronger, but her power and force feel more vibrant than the sun's. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's very much expressive in the sky, and so therefore the sun kind of gets the say, and the moon supports. Well, this way is the inverted of that. The moon gets her say, and the sun is supportive. And yet we have got the fiery energies of Venus and Mars, because Mars is in Leo and Venus is in Aries. So those are very outward expressions, especially when they're in fire. But they are in relationship. They are in using your voice. They are in how do you want to express yourself, in the harmony of who you are first and foremost, and then looking to those that you'd want to attract or appeal to. This is a really good time to ask. It's a really good time to show up. It's a really good time to seek or give business advice. It's a really good time to market. It's a good time to sell. It's a good time to negotiate. It's a good time to launch. It's a good time to promote. It's a good time to, I mean, literally, it's a good time to create an offering. I mean, honestly, in this energy right now, there's no negativity from the stars. It doesn't mean that we don't feel or sense negativity. Could be people's actions. It could be what's going on in the world. It could be the fact that we are entering into the time of a lot of things collapsing. I have a whole entire playlist for the podcast that I'm doing on those right now, because the collective consciousness is in a time that's unsettled. It's unsure. There's a lack of confidence with what's coming. So people are holding back. They're hesitating. They're not taking steps forward. And yet the cosmos are here to say, no, 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 no. This is the time to take that step. This is the time to invest. This is the time to say yes. This is very much a yes energy. And it's in Gemini. It's all about connections, communications, teachings, learnings, presentations, travel, negotiation, contracts, sales. Seriously, Gemini, anything to do with the written word. It's podcasts, it's video, it's books, it's everything that you'd want to communicate. And so I'm going to say it again, express yourself. And if you think about what I said at the very top, where I was talking about the moon being in the well of wisdom, think about how rich that is and just how yummy that feels. I mean, that is beyond delicious. And she's in Gemini. She's in the Aries sign. I'll be honest with you, she doesn't love being here. She doesn't hate being here. She's kinda casual about it. She's like, "Yeah, I'm in Gemini. Good thing it's kinda quick, I can zip right along, and then I'm gonna get to Cancer, and it's kinda like my prize," right? It's like, "Yeah, I dealt in a day and a half with Gemini, sure, but I get to be in Cancer because that's her sign. That's the next one that comes up." But what happens to her in Gemini? She becomes more aware of things. She gets a little bit lighter. She has a little bit of fun. She gets a little bit more frivolous, because guess what? Sometimes she can be really heavy. There's nothing heavy about this energy. It feels, again, I'm going to say rich, abundant, prosperous. I pulled the prosperity card for this new moon, and I reiterated, kind of um, introduced, if you will, the monthly stone of that petrified wood, which underlays the rooting and the anchoring that we all need, especially with this vibrant energy that's here and it's coming for the next 7 or 8 months. So that's a great grounder. But then, because it's Gemini, the stars are like, oh no, we want more crystals. Like we want to be like having a total relationship with this. So I went into the signatures and I said, okay, if we were going to talk about expressing ourselves and being able to be sure-footed over the next handful of weeks or months, what would the crystal be that would be super, super helpful by the signatures? And so we got a sneak peek because this whole thing is a sneak peek into when Uranus hits Gemini. And this is where the stars always give us windows and it always gives us doors before we have to go live in a new dwelling. And so what are the windows in this? Well, last year and this year on the new moon in Gemini, it only lasts, but a few days when you get that fullness of excuse me, the new moon. So you get that beautiful stillness of that new moon energy, but it's the day before, it's the day of, and it's the day after. It's really pretty quick. So we got those two windows. But we also got a doorway with Jupiter being in Gemini. Jupiter's been in Gemini for almost a year now, and it's going to go into Cancer as of June 9th this year, but it's still in Gemini. Matter of fact, it's at 26 degrees. It's towards the end of that Gemini doorway, if you will, right? So the door's wide open there. But now we get another window open, right? So we get the moon and we feel it more. We've kind of gotten used to the Jupiter and Gemini, kind of been like, yeah, it's old hat right now, even though, right, there is a beautiful squaring off that's happening with that Neptune and that Saturn. So we're getting that galvanization of how we want to communicate, what we want to say, what our message is, what our branding is, how we want to either create a revolution or a new movement or a paradigm shift or be a thought leader or, it's how you want to make impact is what's really happening with those three stars. Super supportive. And yet we have Uranus going into Gemini. So that's happening in just a little over a month. And that's going to be for 7 years. So this little 3-day window feels kind of like, meh, it's just a new moon. And then when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, but when you patch it in with, the bookends of these two new moons, and then you put Jupiter's doorway in there, and then you say, well, now we're going to live in a new dwelling. Wouldn't it be great to get a little bit more intentionality about what that could be for us? Uh-huh. So we're literally thinking about what type of building we want to build. And so when I look at the signatures and I say the crystals came in and said, oh, but wait, pick me. It sounds very magical, but yet there's a practical aspect to this. And so you know what I'm going to say now for those faithful listeners. Thank you so much for hearing this again. If you haven't taken that 12-question quiz, go to your starmaptosuccess.com, take the quiz, find out what your signature is, come back and listen to these crystals, because even though it's crystalline energy, it's to help you perform in business. So for you, wise strategist, Epiphyllite came in. And so that's Apophyllite. And Epiphyllite, you often find it with stilbite. Both of those crystals help you go through your lineage and look through your soul DNA and your ancestral DNA to see how advice and mentorship has worked for you, and to also determine those sticky points where you get to attach to it. Beautiful clarifying lens, because for you to move into thought leadership, which is typically what you like to do, you want to ensure that you don't have that stickiness of, well, I've got to make sure that everything is 1000% done before I present anything to the world. I know one wise strategist near and dear to me that she's literally redone her offering 5 times since I've known her. And I've known her about 6 years. And I'm like, you done yet? Because people have been ready for it for a while. Right? So if she were in my client container, it would be a whole different conversation. I'd be like, oh, here's how we're going to be done. But she's not, right? She's a catch, she's more of a business associate. But I've become close to her, but not close enough, So it's one of those things where it's like, I just listen and just say, gee, wouldn't this be great if you could promote this in a way that would actually create value in the world and for yourself? That's what the tendency of the wise strategist is. So Priflate can help you with that. Now, for you, intuitive visionary, no surprise, Ocean Jasper came in because that ebb and flow of the ocean is beautiful, but think of the power with the ocean. So an intuitive visionary, we all know, can kind of float up Gemini energy. Wow, so excited, right? Totally your jam, all the ideas that are coming, all the connections you're making, all the things that feel really good, but yet are they really materializing? Well, the ocean jasper helps because it is grounding. Think of the ocean, it's a powerful force. When the waves move, they bring the energy of the water underneath it with us. And that's exactly what you want to do, intuitive visionary. You want to ensure that there is resonance, that there's connection, that you, when you look back, you do see people that are nodding their heads at you or that are following you. You want to ensure that you are speaking the language that people can hear. Ocean Jasper will help you because it's not going to make you feel stifled. It's just going to give you that beautiful surfing energy that you like. Now, for you, collaborative explorer, the tree came in to be rooted. This is where that petrified wood really works for you because you're not like the intuitive visionary that can be really floaty. However, you will dissolve yourself in order to placate or in order to have that win of the compromise that you're seeking. And yet you should never dissolve yourself. Uranus and Gemini. I know I'm in the new moon energy, guys. I know where I am. But remember, the building that we're going to walk into, Uranus and Gemini does not want you to forgo your strength and your leadership and all of your gifts because you're placating others. Things are going to get hairy and it's okay. There are going to be hidden agendas and it's fine. There are people that don't understand what's going on in the room and you can show them. So petrified wood, for you to be grounded and anchored and rooted in your knowing, is the difference between you fading into the woodwork and you actually orchestrating the next new thing for your team or for your organization or for your group. Now, for you, ruling warrior, really interesting. The energy of the summer solstice came in, and I was thinking, wait a minute, that's kind of not confusing, but just it was a little surprising to me. And so I went into the energy, and it's a very radiating energy, very powerful energy. Citrine came in, and it was like sipping from the sun. And I thought, because here in the northern hemisphere, it's the longest day of the year. The sun is shining, whatever. That's my orientation because I live in the northern hemisphere. So that was the message that was coming. So for you, ruling warrior, it is your time to be at the pinnacle or at the apex of your power. So if you're not feeling that, you're not missing the boat. You're not going to be behind. You're not doing anything wrong. However, you want to give yourself permission to be as powerful as you are. But again, recognize that it's like sipping from the sun for people. Some people adore it and love it, and those are your people that come really quickly, but others have to get used to it. They have to go get their sunglasses. They have to kind of put on sunscreen. They have to get used to being in your, that beautiful shining energy that you have. Give them the moments because you will have a greater impact when you're not just going with those few that can handle your radiance, but you're going with the many that just need to take just a minute or two. Now, for creative superstar, it was like the dawn, right? So now before I was kind of in earthly energies and kind of wrangling with the ancestry. And then all of a sudden I'm in like a time of day. Didn't know why I was doing this, but sure, new moon, Gemini, we're going to go all the places. And so the dawn, it's like the spark, it's the new beginning. Garnet is really good for you. Now that seems like a really deep energy. Garnet is very deep in color, right? It's that blood red, it's the maroon, it's darker than brick. I mean, it's really, really dark. But think of the viscosity of that and the stirring of the creative spiral when you start at that energy with a well of wisdom and you stir up from that. Talk about resonance with other people. That frequency people can see, they can feel it. And that's what you're looking for. And so this is the dawn of new beginnings for you. It's your time in ways that it hasn't been before. So totally enjoy that. Then for you loving alchemists, it was the opposite. It was at the releasing time. It was at this kind of like bittersweet moment of, oh, here I am at the precipice of something. So that alpha, the omega, the beginning and the end. Okay, so I'm going to let something go, and I'm going to begin something anew. And the stone for you for that's perfect is moonstone. Moonstone helps with that emotional balancing and rebalancing that is deep enough for your energy, because your energy is so powerful that sometimes other crystals don't really want to be seeped in that, or they become subsumed by your depth. Moonstone doesn't do that. Moonstone lifts you up appropriately and can kind of like sink into you. And so moonstone is one of the stones that you'd want to have, not only for this new building of Uranus and Gemini, but really from now until the end of time. And you can get the flavor of moonstone that you like. You can use the regular moonstone, which I would absolutely have, but you can pair it with rainbow moonstone if you want to look for directionality or purpose or intention. You can look for it for midnight moonstone, perfect stone for the new moon because it's all about manifestation. Blue moonstone is that upper chakra relief. So again, peach moonstone, sorry, the moonstone keeps coming and talking to me. Peach moonstone is for the embodiment of your energy, for you to be able to wear your power. So you could have fun with this, and you could really go into all of that, and you could bring the different energies into different circumstances for you. If you're in a group with a lot of people in it, that regular moonstone will really help you. If you're in one of your own stages, that peach moonstone will help you. If you are running a meeting that is not really materializing where you want it to materialize, the blue moonstone will help with communication. I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot. If you're in that advisory, something that you're doing, that you're leading your clients, rainbow moonstone could help them kind of come to that target point that you're looking for with them. So these are the ways the crystals can help with that Uranus and Gemini energy. And we're looking through the lens with this Gemini new moon. And it's because of that 6 energy. With this 6 degree is at the point where we want to see ourselves in wholeness and other in wholeness. So it's us right now to us to the future. And I adore that. And I had no idea I was going to do this when I started this podcast recording. So here we are. I'm just trying to look to see if I wrote any notes. No, this is literally just like repeating these beautiful, like speaking and being brave and committed to your voice and expressing yourself and great ideas and good conversations. Yeah, there's like healing dialogue with this too. You don't have to seek that healing. It's just going to present itself, and it's almost going to move so fast you're not even going to notice it. Yay. We love all of that. So without further ado, we're going to just jump right into the ritual. Gemini does not love, I'll be honest with you, Gemini's like, no, we're not actually, yeah, don't worry, we're doing ritual, but we're not actually going to pause. You can do this. Okay. I know many drivers, right? Like, go ahead, keep driving, but you can keep your eyes open on this. This is going to be more of a visualization. Yeah, Gemini is not patient enough to like go into all the things. So let's just take a breath or two. Think about the crystal that I brought in for you and allow yourself to wrap yourself in it, whether it's that epiphyllite for the wise strategist, the ocean jasper for the intuitive visionary, that petrified wood for the collaborative explorer, the citrine for the ruling warrior, the garnet energy for the creative superstar, or that lovely moonstone for the loving alchemist. Just allow yourself to be bathed in the crystal. Just picture yourself like literally you're sitting in the crystal. The crystal becomes a chair, or the crystal becomes a pillow, or the crystal becomes a bench, and you're literally sitting right on it. And that crystalline energy is surrounding you, right? It has like arms if it's a chair, even if it's a pillow you're tucked in. The bench we can put, it can be like not a long bench, but you can put your arms up against, one of the arms of it. And you can literally invite like more of those crystals to sit beside you as well. Or put them on your lap or hold them in your hands. Just breathe in 1 or 2 breaths. Allow yourself to be rooted and gathered and anchored. Feel the fortification and the stability of that. And yet it doesn't tie you down. It doesn't hold you back. It literally is a support mechanism for you. It's a lever for which you can use to clear obstacles, to grow, to expand, to develop, to create, to get clarity. And then envision one of your greatest goals or dreams or wishes for this year. Right now, I'm going to literally plant the seed. This is a new moon. We can do this. We're going to plant the seed in a thought bubble right in front of you. So as you're envisioning, and you can be thinking, this is Gemini, you can be thinking. And you can say, you know what? One of my goals at the beginning of the year was X. Or guess what? For me, I'll just tell you what mine is. I want to sell 1 million copies of my New Era Millionaire book. And I want to do it because I want people to read the book and I want to create the evolution that it gives. So I'm placing that right in front of me with my ocean jasper all around me. I'm like placing my book, the image of my book there in this beautiful bubble of light. And I'm asking it to go out to 1 million people. And there to be that beautiful, very light tethering to the book's origin, to me as the author. And to be able to have conversation and have the building of energy and have the dialogue and that quickening of epiphany. To be able to build this beautiful vibratory field of the new era and what it means to be a millionaire in the new era. So whatever your wish is, whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, you've placed it in the bubble. You can draw on that crystalline energy to fortify it, to keep you beautifully tethered to the practicality and the evidentiary results of this. And then you can send it off into the ethers. And with but a wish, it comes true. That's Gemini. And so we're not going to close this energy. You are completely grounded and beautifully rooted to the earth through your gorgeous, gorgeous crystalline structure that you've been seated upon. You can thank the crystals and the sun and the moon and Gemini and that fiery energy that Mars and Venus are in. That beautiful magic triangle that's forming that I've been talking about for months and months and months. It's a great time to be alive. It's a great time to be a soul here on Earth. Gemini's filled with vitality and discovery. It's filled with hopes and wishes and dreams. And with but a wish, so it is done. So if you did happen to close your eyes, go ahead and open them now. If you didn't, no worries. Coming back into your space, back into your day, knowing that this wish, you might want to add some energy to it over the coming days, coming weeks. So it is done. Happy, happy new moon. And as always, happy soul tidings.
Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more ways to use the stars strategically to align with your soul purpose, reclaim your power, and increase your prosperity. Please rate and review your favorite episodes, and remember to check out my website at kimwoods.com for my latest forecasts, articles, and offerings. To find out your intuitive success signature, take my 12-question Do You Know, Like, and Trust Yourself quiz and find out how you're living your stars at yourstarmaptosuccess.com. I've so enjoyed our time together as it's filled with the power of the stars plus strategy to clear the pathway to your success. Until next time, happy soul tidings.